Okay. See, next deduction is 80E. E for elephant. Your brains have become like elephant only. E for education, which is missing right now. Education means which education? Higher education. See, assessee is there. Assessee can be individual, resident, non-resident, any individual. Yes or no? Assessee has taken a higher education loan. Assessee has taken a higher education loan from any bank or financial institution or any approved charitable institution. So from where you are supposed to take the loan? First of all, which loan you are going to take? From whom? Any bank, any financial institution or any approved charitable institution. You are going to take that loan for what? Education. Higher education. Now what is higher education? Any course of study after passing standard 12th. Senior secondary exam. No, higher secondary exam. HSC. Yes or no? Higher secondary exam. After passing standard 12th, any course of study which is undertaken, that is higher education. Whatever you are doing right now, no, is a higher education. CA. BCom you do before 12th, no? Or after 12th. Unfortunately, BCom is also a higher education. BCom, then MCom, MBA, yes or no? So any course of study undertaken after standard 12th is a higher education. And for that higher education, the assessee has taken a loan. Now who is supposed to take that higher education? Assessee himself. Assessee himself or assessee's spouse or assessee's children. Now spouse, children may or may not be dependent. So assessee is taking a higher education loan for himself or the higher education of his spouse or higher education of his children or even the higher education of any student for whom the assessee is a legal guardian. So I am taking higher education loan for myself or my spouse or my children, or even I can take that loan for higher education of any student for whom I am a legal guardian. Now that loan is taken from any bank or financial institution or any approved charitable institution. On that loan, whatever interest is paid during the previous year will be fully allowed as a deduction under section 80E. 80E done. So interest on higher education loan. Full amount of that interest will be allowed as a deduction. Full amount of that interest paid during the previous year will be allowed as a deduction. Now this deduction is available with effect from which year? The year in which you will start repaying the loan. So the year in which you will take the loan? No. The year in which you will start the repayment of that loan. From that year, the deduction will be allowed. And it will be allowed for how many years? 8 years. 8 years starting from the year in which the repayment is done for the first time. So the year of repayment will be the first year, and after that 7 more years. Yes or no? Till that time, whatever interest will be paid will be allowed as a deduction. What if the repayment goes beyond 8 years? Then after 8 years, you are not going to get any deduction, but till 8 years, whatever interest you will pay, that interest will be allowed as a deduction. What if your repayment gets over before 8 years? Then till the year of repayment. Yes or no? Till the year of repayment of the loan finally. So if the repayment is after going beyond 8 years, then till 8 years, whatever interest will be there, that will be allowed as a deduction. What if the repayment gets over before 8 years? Then in the year in which the repayment gets over. Yes or no? Till that year, whatever interest is paid during the year on this higher education loan, that entire interest will be allowed as a deduction. 80E done. And this deduction is available to individuals, resident or non-resident. Done, sir? Yes or no? Now come to 80EE. Assessee is an individual who is resident or non-resident. Now the assessee has taken a loan for acquisition of a residential house property. Did I write repairs? Did I write construction, renewals? Only acquisition, meaning purchase. Purchase of what? Any house property. Only residential house. So to purchase a residential house property, the assessee has taken a loan. The loan must be taken from any bank or housing finance company. The loan cannot be taken from anyone else. The loan has to be taken from any bank or housing finance company. So on that loan, whatever interest is paid during the previous year, don't you think that interest will be allowed as a deduction under 24 clause B? Because residential house property you are going to assess under which head? Income from house property, yes or no? And this residential property which you have shown under the head income from house property as what? SOP. So from that SOP, the interest will be allowed under section 24 clause B, but it will be allowed up to 2 lakhs. Do you remember the limit? What if the interest was 2,60,000? Only 2 lakh will be allowed under 24B. What about that extra interest, 60,000, which could not be claimed there? Don't worry, that you can claim under section 80EE, subject to maximum limit of 50,000. Understanding? So, if you are an assessee, individual assessee, resident or non-resident, you have taken a loan for purchase of residential house property from any bank or housing finance company, yes or no? On that loan, whatever interest is paid in this year, which was not allowed as a deduction under section 24 clause B, extra interest, yes or no? That extra interest which you could not claim under the head house property will be allowed as a deduction under section 80EE, subject to maximum limit of. But for that, 4 conditions must be fulfilled. How many conditions? If all these 4 conditions are satisfied, only then that extra interest will be allowed under section 80EE, subject to maximum 50,000. So first condition is loan must be sanctioned. Date of reimbursement is not important. Sorry, date of release of the loan is not important. When the loan was sanctioned, date of sanction. Okay, so the loan was sanctioned during the previous year 2016-17. If the loan was taken prior to 16-17, this deduction is not available. If the loan is taken after 16-17, this deduction is not. This deduction is available specifically for those loans which were taken in 16-17, which were sanctioned in 16-17. So in the previous year 16-17, the loan was sanctioned. Number 1. How much amount of loan? The loan amount shall not be more than 35 lakhs. The loan amount shall not be more than. And by taking that loan, the property purchased, the purchase value of that property should not be more than 50 lakhs. Purchase value. What did I say? Purchase value. Meaning the consideration of that property should not be more than 50 lakhs. The loan amount should not be more than 35 lakhs. And the loan must be sanctioned during the previous year 16-17. And as on the date of sanction of the loan, the assessee should not own a single residential house property. Meaning this loan is taken to purchase your first property, which you are going to use as SOP under the head house property. And the interest on this loan will be allowed under the head house property to the extent of maximum 2 lakhs. The excess interest will be allowed under section 80EE, subject to maximum 50,000. If all these 4 conditions are fulfilled, then the excess interest you can claim under section 80EE. So don't you think first time you have taken this deduction in which year? 16-17. Second time 17-18. Third time, can you take this deduction in 25-26? Yes, because it is possible that the loan is still outstanding in 25-26. On this loan, this year interest was 2,35,000. So how much will you claim this year under section 24B? 2 lakhs. How much extra? That you can claim under section 80EE, subject to maximum 50,000. Will you have loan outstanding in the next year also? Yes. So on that, on this loan, will you pay interest in the next year also? Next year you are paying 2,12,000 interest. How much interest? On this loan, you are paying the interest in the next year also. How much? 2,12,000. How much will be allowed under 24B? And how much extra? That you can claim in the next year under section 80EE. Next to next year, still this loan is outstanding. And next to next year, you will pay 2,03,000. How much? 2,03,000. How much will be allowed in 24B? And extra? You can claim under 80EE. And after that, no. The interest was only 1,93,000. From that year onwards, you will stop getting this deduction. So it is possible that the loan which was taken in 16-17 is still outstanding in this year. And on that loan, the interest which you have paid is still more than 2 lakhs in this year. Yes or no? So extra interest which you have paid in this year, that extra interest over and above 2 lakhs will be allowed under section 80EE to the extent of maximum 50,000. And you will stop getting the deduction under section 80EE the moment your interest comes below 2 lakhs. From that year onwards, you will stop getting this deduction. But you can still get this deduction in 25-26 because it is possible that on that same loan, the loan is outstanding in 25-26, you might pay extra interest over and above 2 lakhs in this year also. So that will be allowed in this year, subject to maximum 50,000. So up to 2 lakh you will claim in this year. In which section? 24B. And excess you will claim in this year under section 80EE. Will you remember? Hello? What is this? Now, what will change? Only the section number. 80EE? No, 80EE. Are you an individual? You can be a resident or non-resident. Have you taken a loan? Loan for acquisition of a residential house property. Yes or no? And that loan you have taken from any bank or housing finance company. Now on that loan, whatever interest you have paid in this year, some interest will be allowed under section 24 clause B. But excess interest which you could not claim under the head house property will be allowed under section 80EE subject to maximum 1,50,000. So now under 80EE, excess interest on housing loan will be allowed under this section also. Yes or no? But that will be allowed up to maximum 1,50,000. But for that you will have to satisfy these conditions. Loan must be sanctioned during 1st April 19 to 31st March 22. Now this is not a loan which you have taken in 16-17. If the loan was taken in 16-17, then on that loan whatever extra interest will come, that you will claim under 80EE, subject to maximum 50,000. But if the loan is taken in 19-20, sanctioned in 19-20 or 20-21 or 21-22, so you have taken loan in any of these 3 years. The loan was sanctioned during any of these 3 years. How much loan? Any amount of loan. There is no restriction on the amount of loan. You can take any amount of loan. But remember, by taking this loan, whatever residential house property you are purchasing, the purchase value of that property can be any amount. But the stamp duty value of that property should not be more than 45 lakhs. So under 80EE, loan sanction in 16-17. Amount of loan maximum 35 lakhs. Purchase value of the property 50 lakhs. And as on the date of sanction of loan, assessee should not own a single residential house property. Yes or no? Those conditions you are going to see here also. But instead of loan sanctioned in 16-17, loan must be sanctioned during 19-20, 20-21, 21, 22. Any of these 3 years. Yes or no? Loan must be for how much amount? Any amount. Purchase value of the property? Any amount. But the stamp duty value of that property, residential property, should not be more than 45 lakhs. And as on the date of sanction of loan, the assessee is not owning any residential house property. And also the assessee was never eligible for deduction under 80EE. Then the excess interest on this loan paid in this year 25, 26 can be claimed as a deduction under 80EE to the extent of maximum 1,50,000. So up to 2 lakh interest you will claim under 24B, and the excess interest you can claim under section 80EE subject to maximum 1,50,000. Till what year you will get this deduction? Till what time you will get this deduction? Till the time your entire interest is below 2 lakhs. Till that year you will get this deduction. So possible you might have taken a loan in 1920, 2021 or 21, 22. That loan is still outstanding in 25, 26. Right chances, very much chances, yes or no? So if that loan which you have taken in 1920, 2021 or 21, 22, if that loan is still outstanding in 25, 26, on that loan, will you pay the interest for this year? Yes. Excess interest you can claim under section 80EE subject to maximum. And this deduction will be available till what time? Till the year till which the interest does not fall below 2 lakhs. Till the time you will have excess interest, till that time you can claim this deduction. Understanding? This is 80EE. Now come to 80EEB. What is 80EEB? Assessee is an individual, resident or non-resident. Now this assessee has taken a loan. Now this loan was taken for purchase of an electric vehicle. See, electric vehicle can be electric scooter also, electric car also, yes or no? Any vehicle, but that vehicle has to be electric vehicle. So have you taken a loan, EV loan, electric vehicle loan? On that loan, whatever interest you will pay, no, that entire interest will be allowed under 80EEB subject to maximum 1,50,000. But for that, the loan must be taken during the previous year 1920 or previous year 2021 or 21-22 or 22-23. The EV loan must be taken during any of these years. Yes or no? 1920, 2021, 21-22 and 22-23. So the loan was sanctioned during any of these years. Hello? How much loan? Any amount of loan. How much is the value of the electric vehicle? Any value. As on the date of sanction of this loan, can you hold other vehicles also? Yes, there is no restriction. Only requirement is that this EV loan must be taken during these years. Then on this EV loan, maybe this EV loan was outstanding in your previous year, 25-26. So will you pay interest on this EV loan for this year? Yes, entire interest you can claim under section 80EEB, subject to maximum 1,50,000. And this 80EEB deduction will be available to you till the time you don't pay your entire loan. So if the loan repayment goes for 10 years, till 10 years, whatever interest you are going to pay, every year that interest will be allowed under section 80EB, subject to maximum 1,50,000. Understanding or not? But wait, a very important thing, that if that interest which you want to claim here, if you have claimed that interest under any other provisions of the Income Tax Act, then that interest you cannot claim under section 80EEB. Otherwise it will result into double deduction, no? For example, this electric vehicle you have purchased for the purpose of your business or profession. So now this will not be your EV loan, now this will be your business loan. And on that interest you will claim under the head PGBP. So that interest can you come and claim here? No, because the interest was already allowed under the other provisions of Income Tax Act. Getting my point? So this EV loan should be taken for your personal EV, personal electric vehicle, whose interest was not allowed under any of the provisions of Income Tax Act. Then that interest you can claim under 80EB, maximum 150. And this interest will be allowed till what year? Till which year? Till the year the entire loan is repaid. Till that year, whatever interest every year you will pay will allow under section 80EB. Understood? This is 80EB. Okay. Now after 80EB, can you see 80G? Yes or no? This 80G and all we'll do after some time. Let's solve few questions first. Okay. But before that, one section 80TTA if you remember. Do you remember 80TTA? What is 80TTA? What is 80TTA? If the assessee is individual or HUF, resident or except, and assessee is showing interest on savings deposit account in his GTI. So in your GTI under the head IFOS, have you charged your interest on savings deposit? Yes or no? So that interest on savings deposit which you have shown taxable under the head IFOS in your GTI, that interest we are going to allow under 80TTA, subject to maximum 10,000. But this deduction can be taken by any individual or HUF other than senior citizen. And this interest on savings deposit will be allowed under section 80TTA, provided this interest is shown taxable as your income under the head IFOS in your GTI. Then that entire interest you can claim under 80TTA, subject to maximum 10,000. Yes or no? Now, if you are a senior citizen, who is a senior citizen? Resident individual whose age at any time during the previous year is more than. But what if your age is more than 60 and your status is non-resident? Are you a senior citizen? Can you claim 80TTB? But you can still claim 80TTA. But under 80TTA you will claim only interest on savings deposit. Yes or no? Hello. But what if your status is resident and your age is 60 or more? You are a resident, you are an individual, age is 60 or more, you are a senior citizen. Don't claim your interest under 80TTA. Come and claim your interest under 80TTB. Not just the interest on savings account, interest on any deposit account, even the interest on FD, interest on recurring deposit, any deposit account, interest on savings deposit, interest on recurring deposits, interest on fixed deposits, all the interest which you have shown taxable in your IFOS head, under the IFOS head in your GTI, that entire interest will allow you under 80TTB, subject to maximum 50,000. Subject to maximum. Will you remember this? So interest on savings will also be allowed, provided that interest on savings deposit you have shown taxable. Interest on recurring deposits, interest on fixed deposits which you have shown taxable in your under the IFOS head in your GTI. So take that interest and claim it as a deduction under 80TTB. Full interest will be allowed as a deduction if the interest is 50,000 or less. And if the interest is more than 50,000 then? If the interest is more than 50,000 then maximum 50,000 interest you can claim under section 80TTB. Will you remember? Now a common note I am telling you about 80TTA and 80TTB. At both the places this note will be applicable. Yes or no? For example, there is a partnership form. Can that partnership firm open a savings account? An individual can open a savings account, an HUF can open a savings account. Can a partnership firm open a savings account? Yes or no? Bloody, you are a commerce student and you don't know anything about banking. They cannot open savings account. A company cannot open a savings account. A partnership firm cannot open a savings account. LLP cannot open a savings account because they are business entities. They have to open only current account. So a partnership firm cannot open. AOP BOI cannot open. They have to open a current account. But this partnership firm desperately wants to open a savings account. So the firm is going to the bank and telling the bank that we want to open a savings account on the name of partnership firm. Bank will deny. Bank will say no. We cannot allow you to open savings account because savings accounts are there for individuals and HUFs only. But since you are a partnership firm, we cannot allow you to open a savings account. If you want, you can open a current account. But the partnership firm wants to open a savings account only. So what the bank is saying, okay, you want to open a savings account, no? Partnership firm, you want to open a savings account? Do one thing, open a savings account on the name of your partner. Since partner is individual, so that partner will hold that account on behalf of partnership firm. Account will be opened on the name of partner, but that account is not a personal account of that partner. Partner is holding that account on behalf of partnership firm. Now in this account, whose money will be there? Partner's money, personal money, or partnership firm's money? And on that interest will come. Whose income will it be? Partner's income or partnership firm's income? So that will be the income taxable in the hands of partnership firm. Partnership firm will have to show that interest in the GTI. And by the way, the interest on such type of savings account, which the partnership firm will show taxable under the GTI, cannot be claimed by partnership firm under 80TT or 80TTB. Why? Because the deduction is available only to individual HUF or a senior citizen. So even if the partnership firm has shown interest in the GTI, that interest is on the savings account opened by a partner on behalf of, that interest will be shown taxable in the total income of the partnership firm, which the firm cannot take as a deduction. Can that interest be allowed to partner? No. Why? Because partner has not shown that interest taxable under his GTI. So neither the firm can take nor the partner can take that deduction for that interest. Will you remember? The same point applies if a member holds an account, savings account on behalf of AOP or BOI. The same point gets attracted there also. AOP BOI cannot take that deduction even if AOP BOI will show that interest taxable in GTI. Because AOP BOI not eligible to claim this deduction. And the member also cannot take the deduction. Why? Because member is not going to show this interest as his income under the GTI. Understanding? Sure. 80TT done, 80TTB done. Now tell me, how many sections are there? 23 sections are there, no? 80C entire series is done. Have we completed 80C, triple C, CCD, CCH and CCE? All these sections are done. Then have we completed 80D, double D? Along with 80D we have completed 80U also, along with 80D, 80DD, yes or no? Then have we completed 80DDB? Have we completed 80E, 80EE, 80EEA and 80EEB? We have completed this also. Then have we completed 80TTA, 80TTB? Now which series is remaining? 80G series. So we are supposed to do 80G, double G, GGA, GGB and GGC and GGC and 3 more deductions: 80, double J, double A, 80 QQB and 80 RRB. Okay, no? So these deductions are still remaining to be done. So out of these deductions, no, let's first start with these deductions because this is not going to take much time. We are going to finish these deductions very fast. Okay, no? Then only 3 deductions will remain. That we are going to do in the end. But before that, we'll solve questions. Okay. So first of all, we'll do which deduction? 80G. Before solving questions, let's complete 80G and all. Entire series of G will be completed. Okay, no? Now see, under section 80G, the deduction will be available to which assessee? any person. Now this is the first deduction which is available to persons other than individual or HF. Can a company claim deduction under 80G? Partnership form? LLP? Individual? Individual can claim. Bloody in any person, individual will also be covered, na? Ayyo. Individual, HF, AOP, BOI, company, firm, all the persons can take the deduction under 80G. Now, if you want to claim deduction under 80G, no, what are you supposed to do, you know? During the previous year, make donations. Donate some amount during the previous year. Wait. To whom you will donate? You will donate an amount to Amitabh Bachchan. Katrina Kaif. To whom you will donate the amount? The amount has to be donated to notified institutions. Any institutions or notified institutions? So assessee during the previous year make donations and the amount has to be donated to notified institutions. Sir, which institutions are notified? I am going to talk about those institutions, don't worry. But the amount donated must be donated to a notified institution, then only for that donation you are going to get deduction under 80G. Understanding? Now the institutions, notified institutions are divided in 4 categories. A, B, C, D. So some institutions are written in category A, some institutions are written in category B, category C has some institution, then there are some institutions under category D. So all those institutions which are categorized in A, B, C and D are known as what? Notified institutions. During the previous year, assessee has made donations to these institutions. So for this donation, the deduction can be allowed under section 80G. For this donation only, the deduction can be allowed under section 80G. But the donation has to be a monetary donation. Money. Donate money. Donate what? If you are donating in kind, donation in kind will not be allowed as a deduction under 80G. So any donation, contribution made in kind, that is other than monetary donations, will not be allowed as a deduction under 80G. So which type of donations you are supposed to do? Give money to those notified institutions. Those notified institutions do not want books from you. They don't want, chairs from you. They don't want clothes from you. Donate money to them. Money. But if you are donating money, you are supposed to be careful that if the amount donated by you is up to 2,000 rupees. So amount of donation made by you is how much? 2,000. Single donation made by you is how much? 2,000 rupees or less. Then that donation can be by way of any mode, including cash, will be eligible for deduction under 80G. But if the donation made in money is more than rupees 2,000, if the single donation made by you to that institution is more than 2,000 rupees, then you have to make sure that the donation is made to that notified institution by way of any mode other than cash. Only then that donation can be claimed as a deduction under 80G. So what if we are donating amount 15,000 rupees to any notified institution? Is the amount 2,000 rupees or less or more than 2,000? Entire 15,000 will be ignored if that 15,000 is donated by cash. Entire 15,000 will be ignored. Yes or no? Did I tell you amount over and above 2,000? No. Entire 15,000 will be ignored. But if you donate that 15,000 by cross check, allowed. Mode other than cash. If you donate that amount by RTGS, allowed. Any mode is allowed, but cash is not allowed. Understanding? So, are you an assessee? Hello? During the previous year, making donation to Notified institution, yes or no? In cash. Monetary donation, yes or no? Any donation made in kind will not be allowed as a deduction under 80G. So you have to make monetary donation. Which donation? So that monetary donation made by you during the previous year. Monetary donation made by you during the previous year to notified institution up to rupees 2000 will qualify. Will qualify even if it is made by cash or any other mode. Yes or no? If the monetary donation made by you during the previous year to any notified institution, if the amount is more than 2000, amount is more than, will qualify only if that amount is paid by way of any mode other than cash. Will you remember? Now see, that's it. The donation will be allowed as a deduction under section 80G. But how that deduction will be allowed? How the deduction for that donation will be allowed? Depends that to which institution you have donated. Now the amount of donation eligible for deduction depends that to which institution you are donating. How many types of institution are there? How many categories? 4. Okay, pay attention here. What are the categories? Come on, tell me. Category A. So there are certain institutions which are written in category A. Hello sir. There are some institutions written in category A. There are some institutions written in category B. Okay. So amount of donation. What did I say? Amount of donation. Actual amount of donation. How much you are donating during previous year to all the category A institutions? So all the category A institutions, you are making a total donation during the year 25,000. How much? And there are certain institutions in category B. So to those institutions, how much you are donating? 50,000. How much you are donating? How much is the total? Total 75,000. Is there any limit, qualifying limit on this donation? No. Meaning entire 75,000 donated by you will qualify. Category A plus category B, total donations made by you for category A and B will fully qualify under section 80G. So how much will qualify? Tell me. Qualifying amount. How much will qualify? Tell me. Entire 75,000 donated by you will qualify. Meaning, can I say this 25,000 will qualify? Yes or no? This 50,000 will qualify? And the amount which will qualify from category A, 100% of that amount will be allowed under section 80G. 100% means 25,000. And the amount which will be donated to category B, which will qualify, yes or no? 50% of that amount will be allowed as a deduction. So 50,000 fully allowed? No. 50,000 into 50%. So how much will be allowed as a deduction? So tell me, how much is the total donation of category A and B? 75. Is there any qualifying limit on this? No. Meaning that entire 75,000 will qualify for deduction under 80G. Meaning entire 25 will also qualify, entire 50 will also qualify, yes or no? But remember, if there is no qualifying limit on A and B, if there is no qualifying limit on A and B, meaning A and B will fully qualify, that does not mean that the deduction we will give fully. No. Category A, we will allow 100% and category B, we will allow 50%. So that 75,000, category A and B, we will qualify that fully. But out of that category A, which was 25,000, no, that we will allow 100%. Out of that category B was 50,000, that we will not allow fully, that we will allow 50%. Understanding? Now there are certain institutions, category C and category D. So Category C institutions, total donations made by you was 40,000. How much? And category D institution, total donation made by you was 1 lakhs. So tell me, total of C plus D. So this was A plus B, no? Hello sir. This was A plus B. So now you will do C plus D. Total C plus D is how much? Now there is a qualifying limit on this. C plus D will qualify under section 80G, fully qualify if it is less than or equal to 10% of your adjusted total income. So the maximum amount of C and D taken together which can qualify for 80G cannot be more than 10% of your adjusted total income. What did I say? 10% of your. So first you will have to calculate 10% of your adjusted total income. Sir, what is adjusted total income? You will take GTI. From that you will reduce LTCG 112 as well as 112A. And from that you will reduce STCG 111A. And from that you are going to reduce chapter 6A deductions starting from 80C to 80U except. Why? Because bloody 80G only you are calculating, no? So except 80G, all other deductions you claim. But from your GTI you have to remove what? LTCG 112A and STCG 111A, because those are not your normal incomes for this year. Yes or no? But hey, wait, don't reduce winnings and all, huh? Only these three incomes are to be eliminated. From your GTI, eliminate what? LTCG 112A, STCG 111A. Yes or no? And also reduce all the chapter 6A deduction. So after reducing all these items, whatever amount will remain, that will be your adjusted total income, 10% of that. So for example, your adjusted total income was 15 lakhs. How much? 10% of that. So 1 lakh 50 is the maximum qualifying limit for C and D taken together. So C plus D will qualify under section 80G, but the total amount cannot be more than 1 lakh 50. How much is your total amount? How much is your total amount? Is it more than 1 lakh 50? So full C and D will qualify. Hello sir. Out of which C will be allowed 100% and D will be allowed 50%. Hello sir. So tell me, C or D, whichever is lower, how much will qualify? How much will qualify? Full 1 lakh 40 will qualify. Out of that, 40,000 which is from category C will also qualify, and entire 1 lakh of category D will also qualify. C will be allowed 100% and D will be allowed 50%. So this will be 40,000 and this will be 50,000. So 40 plus 50, 90,000. Understanding or not? Tell me this first. Yes or no? So there was no problem here. Why, you know? Because the qualifying limit is more as compared to C plus D. So what was C plus D? And maximum qualifying limit is? Meaning C plus D both taken together cannot be more than 1 lakh 50. How much it is? So entire 1 lakh 40 will qualify. Out of that, C will fully qualify, D will also fully qualify. C will be allowed 100%, D will be allowed 50%. Yes or no? But wait. When you calculated your adjusted total income was only 9 lakhs. Only. So 10% of 9 lakh will be? So C plus D both taken together can be how much? Can be maximum how much? How much you have contributed? How much you have contributed? Tell me. 1 lakh 40, no? Can you qualify entire 1 lakh 40? Or 1 lakh 40 will qualify if the limit was more, yes or no? But since the limit is less, now you cannot qualify entire 1 lakh 40. Now how much maximum you can qualify? C plus D both taken together cannot be more than 90,000. Hello sir. Cannot be more than Now if C plus D both should be 90,000, then C if you take 40, then D will you have to take 1 lakh or only 50? Or if you take 90, then you can take entire 90 from D. Then C will be ignored. Hello sir. Because entire 90 you are taking from D. So now taking entire 90 from D, you will take 50% of that, 50,000. But if you take 90 like this, 40,000 C and balance 50,000 from D, then 40,000 will be fully allowed. Hello? And D, 50,000, 50% of that. So 40 plus 25, 65. Claiming 65 is better or claiming 45 is better? So if limited amount is getting qualified, then fully qualify C first. Yes or no? And the balancing amount you qualify from D. So 90, C plus D both cannot be more than 90. Out of that you are saying C fully qualified. So D should be how much? 50 only. Out of 1 lakh only 50 will qualify. Yes or no? 40 will be allowed fully. Yes or no? And 50,000 will be allowed 50%. 25,000. So total is. So now in this case, color, pink color, pink color. This is what? Deduction under section 80G. A plus B is 50 and C plus D is 65. So total deduction under 80G is 50,000 plus 65,000 is equal to 1,15,000. This is your total deduction under 80G. Did you understand the calculation? Everyone, did you understand the calculation? I am giving you one example. Category A, B, C, D. Okay, no? Category A, category B. Then I am writing C and D. Okay, no? A is 60,000. B is 1 lakh. C is 1 lakh. Sorry, C is, let's take C as 70,000. D as 80,000. Okay. So, tell me, how much is A plus B? How much is A plus B? Is there any qualifying limit on this? On A plus B, any qualifying limit is there? Or full A plus B can qualify? Meaning full 1,60,000 can qualify? Yes or no? So how much amount will qualify? Entire 1,60,000 will qualify? Yes or no? Meaning can I say this 60 will also qualify and this 1 lakh also will qualify? But 60 is from category A, no? How much will be allowed? That is 60,000. And 1 lakh is from category B. How much will be allowed? Meaning 50,000. Hello. So total is how much? 1 lakh. This is 1. A plus B, total deduction will be 1,10,000. Now C plus D. What is the total? 1 lakh. It will fully qualify, no? Or there is a qualifying limit? Qualifying limit? So C plus D both taken together cannot be more than 10% of what? Adjusted total income. How will you calculate this adjusted total income? Come on, tell me. You will take gross total income minus LTCG 112, 112A minus STCG 111A minus all the chapter 6 deduction 80C to 80U except, very good. Now adjusted total income was 12 lakhs. So you will take 12 lakhs here, no? Or 10% of 12 lakhs. That will be. So sir, they are saying that C plus D cannot be more than So the total amount which will qualify from C plus D will be 1,50,000 or 1,20,000? Whichever is lower. Whichever is. So how much is lower? So C plus D both taken together cannot be more than 1,20,000. Even if it is 1,50,000 for ATG, it will be taken 1,20,000 only. Yes or no? So out of that, if you qualify 70, 100% will be allowed. Then balance 50 you qualify from 80. From that 50%, meaning 25,000 will allow. So 70 plus 25, 95,000 deduction you will get. Yes or no? Or alternatively you can reverse also. 80,000 you qualify from D, which will be allowed half, meaning 40,000. Yes or no? Then from C you cannot qualify 70. From C you will have to qualify 40 only. So 40 into 100%, 40. 40 plus 40, total deduction 80. 80 is better or 95 is better? So whenever you have to qualify category C fully first. First priority to category C. So tell me, will you qualify this entire 70? Then how much balance you have to qualify now? Will this entire 80 qualify? Or out of 80, how much should qualify? So balancing figure is 50. This 50 will qualify, yes or no? Out of this 70, how much will be allowed? 100%, meaning 70,000. Yes or no? And out of this 50, how much will be allowed? 50%. That is 25,000. Total is 95,000. I will write it as 2. So sir, 1 plus 2 will be 2,05,000 will be your deduction under section ATG. This is the most difficult part and which is done. Now what is the easier part, you know? You have to remember the names of each and every notified institution, and that too also category wise. And by mistake, if you take category A as B, gone. Then in that case you will take how much? 50% instead of 100%. By mistake, if you will take category C into category A into category C, you will restrict it to qualifying limit, which is not there for category A. Yes or no? So you have to remember the names of institutions category wise. Can you see those names there? Remember those names. Sir, this is category A. These are the names which you are supposed to remember. You have to remember each and every name category wise. Yes or no? Then category B, only one name you have to remember. Other names they have removed. Only one name. Category C you have to remember only 2 names. And category D you have to remember these names. So simple. I'll give you a trick. I'll tell you one story. With that story, all the important words will be used in that story. Okay, no? Don't try to apply your mind in the story. Because the story which is being told does not have any logic. No logic, huh? No logic in that story. So I'm talking about once upon a time. In the past. Long back. Once upon a time. There was a drought in India. Drought means, no rainfall, ground water has gone, no food is produced. Yes or no? People are dying without food. So that is what? Drought. Once upon a time, very old time, once upon a time, there was a drought. There was a drought in India. So when there was a drought in India, at that time the Prime Minister came to me Prime Minister at that time came to me, told me, sir, please help us to eliminate the drought from India. I said, okay, no problem. I will help. So I went to a Zilla. Which Zilla? Africa Zilla. There is a Zilla in India. Which Zilla? Africa. I have told you, no need to apply logic. If you will apply logic, this magic will not happen. So once upon a time, long back, there was a drought in India. At the time of drought, the Prime Minister was there, yes or no? Prime Minister came to me, asking for my help. Please help us to eliminate drought from India. I said, okay, I will help. So where did I go? Zilla. Which Zilla? In Africa Zilla, no, there is an educational institution or a university. In Africa Zilla, there is a educational institution or a university where I took training, where I took Army, Navy and Air Force training. Where did I go? Zilla. Which Zilla? In that Zilla, there was an educational institution where I took Army, Navy and Air Force training. And by taking that training, I developed the technology. And I applied that technology. Because I developed and applied that technology, Ganga became Ganga became clean and Bharat became Swachh. Swachh Bharat. What did I say? Swachh Bharat. Bharat became Swachh. Ganga became clean. So once Bharat will become Swachh, Ganga will become clean, the river will start flowing all across the country. Drought will get over. If the drought will get over, tell me, if the drought will get over, what will happen? Sorry, where did I go? Zilla. Which Zilla? In Africa Zilla, what I got? Educational institution or university. There I took Army, Navy and Air Force training. With that training I developed the technology. I applied that technology. By developing and applying that technology, Bharat became Swachh. Ganga became clean. And the rivers started flowing all across the country. And if the rivers started flowing all across the country, the water was flowing, drought got over. Now if the drought got over, no, Prime Ministers became happy. Chief Ministers also became happy. All the state governments became happy. Entire nation became happy. Happy. Now all are happy. All are happy. So even I want to become happy. So I will marry. And do family planning. Family planning, yes or no? And after doing family planning, meaning I will have kids. Kids are there. Kids will play. They will play different games. And they will go to Olympics. Entire nation became happy, no? So even I want to become happy, no? So now I will marry. And after marriage, I will do my family planning. Meaning I will have kids. And my kids, family planning, after family planning, I will have kids. And my kids, they will play. They will grow, they will play, and they will go to Olympics. They will go to... And what a father needs. Kids have grown. They are playing in Olympics. So I will do charity. I will do something for the minority interest. Yes or no? And I will visit temple, church, mosque and different places. And then I will come back home and I will sleep. Whatever words which I have used in my entire story, no, you have to remember those words only. Start from category B. Only one institute. Prime Minister's Drought Relief Fund is an institution. Yes or no? This is category B. Other than this, no other institution is category B. And remember, all the Prime Minister's fund you will see in category A. Only one Prime Minister's fund is there in category B. So if Prime Minister Drought Relief Fund is there, you will say category B. All other Prime Minister's fund, category A. Okay, no? So category B is very easy to remember. Only Prime Minister's Drought Relief Fund. Okay. Now, category C is also very easy to remember. You have to remember the name family planning and you have to remember the name sports and games, including Olympics. Olympics are there, meaning sports and games only, no? Hello? So you will remember the name sports and games, including Olympics. So if you are donating your money for what? Promoting family planning. If you are donating your money to any institutions, governments, etc. for promoting family planning, yes or no? Then your donation is category C donation. Or if you are donating to sports bodies which promotes sports and games in India, yes or no? Or you donate to Indian Olympic Association. So your donation is made for sports and games, or your donation is made to Indian Olympic Association. Then that donation is category C. So in category C, you have to remember only two words: family planning, sports and games, including Olympics. Hello, sir. First word, family planning. First word, category C. Second word, sports and games, including category C. But remember, any donation made for sports and games, including Olympics, will qualify for category C. But the deduction will be available only to corporate assessees. So if you are a company, and you have made this donation, only then it will qualify for deduction under ATC. Any other person making this donation will not be eligible to claim the deduction under ATG. Only the corporate assessees. Hello. You might see many players playing different games. Indian Kabaddi team is there. Indian hockey team is there. Indian cricket team is there. Can you see the names of companies on their jerseys and all? What is that? That is sponsorship, meaning the donations made by them. They are becoming sponsors by donating the amount to these bodies. There are national sports bodies which are promoting sports and games. So different type of sports. And see, you might have seen Neeraj Chopra. You know na Neeraj Chopra? Neeraj Chopra, that javelin thrower, gold medalist, very famous. When he goes for Olympic, he wears a jersey. On that jersey, you will see the name JSW. What is that? The donors are JSW. They are donating to Indian Olympic Association. For what? As a sponsorship to sponsor those athletes who will be participating in what? Olympics. So small donation is not required over there. There huge donations are required. So those huge donations can be made by only corporates. So if you are a corporate assessee making these donations, only then it will be allowed under ATG. So for others, it is only one, family planning. But for corporates, family planning as well as sports and games, including Olympics. Yes or no? Hello? Then category D. In category B, only one institution. Prime Minister's Drought Relief Fund. All other Prime Ministers in category A. So only one Prime Minister. Prime Minister Drought Relief Fund. Category B. Category C. Two words. Family planning, sports and games, including. Now come to category D. In category D, you will remember the word charity. Charitable purpose. So donations made for charitable purpose will come to category D. Yes or no? And any donation made by you for corporations which promote minority interest, National Hajj Committee and all. This is a corporation which promotes what? Minority interest. So any corporation which promotes the minority interest, if you donate to that corporation also, yes or no? So remember the word minority interest. Then remember the word temple, church, mosque, gurudwara, yes or no? Other places of public worship, of renown, or places of historic, artistic or archaeological importance. What is the meaning of these points, Public places of worship and public tourism places. Artistic, historic importance like Lal Killa, Qutub Minar, Golconda Fort, yes or no? Then you might have heard about Taj Mahal. These are the places of artistic, archaeological or historic importance. So many people visit these type of places. So these places will become dirty, cleanliness will be required, many people are going, some people will break something over there, yes or no? So repair maintenance will be required. So for keeping and maintaining these places, cleanliness, repair maintenance of these places will require money. So give your money as a donation to these places. Your money will be used to keep and maintain these type of places, yes or no? So you will remember public places of worship, not the temple at my home. That is not a public place of worship. But if I talk about Balaji temple, it is a public place. Balaji temple, Tirupati Balaji. It is a public place of worship, public worship place. If I talk about Haji Ali Dargah, it is in Mumbai. That is a public place of worship. If I talk about Golden Temple, Meenakshi Temple, hello. So there are many places in India which are public places of worship. Temple, churches, St. Mary's Church in Goa. Yes or no? So temple, church, mosques, gurudwara are public places of worships. So to these public places of worship, you can donate the money and you can get the deduction. Not just here, you can donate to public tourism places also. So any donation made by you for charitable purpose, category D. Any donation made by you for minority interest, category D. Any donation made by you for public worship places or public charitable purposes. Public tourism places, category D. And have you heard about housing development authorities? Yesterday only I told you about that in ATC. Infrastructural development authorities, the authorities which are constituted in India for satisfying housing needs. Authorities which are constituted in India for infrastructural development of cities, towns, villages. So those authorities which are housing development authorities and infrastructural development authorities, you can donate money to them also. So first of all, category B, Prime Minister Drought Relief Fund. Category C, 2 words, family planning, sports and games including, but wait, sports and games including Olympics, this donation will be allowed as a deduction only for corporates, corporate associates, yes or no? Category D, 4 words you are supposed to remember. Charitable purpose, minority interest, public places of worship and public places of tourism, yes or no? And last one, housing development authorities and infrastructural development authorities, yes or no? Now anything remaining will go for category A. But you have to remember those names very specifically. First word, Zila Saksharta Samiti. Zila Saksharta Samiti. This is District Education Council. In English you call it District Educational Council. Yes or no? And there is a fund set up by Government of India to provide help to Africa. So that fund set up for Africa. Yes or no? So you remember the word Zila. You will remember the word Africa. Then if you are donating to any university or educational institution, but that university or educational institution must be of eminence in India, renowned, well known, reputed, educational institution and universities in India. But if you are donating to a university or educational institution outside India, that will not qualify for deduction under ATG. So you have to donate to educational institution or universities, reputed, well-known, yes or no, institutions and educational institutions and university in India. So there are funds which are set up for the benefit of Army, Navy and Air Force personnel and their families. So if you are donating in those funds which are set up for the benefit of members of Army, Navy and Air Force and their family members, so that will also go to category A. So you will remember the word Zilla, Africa, educational institution or university, then Army, Navy, Air Force, yes or no? And there is a fund set up by the government of India for technology development and application. From that fund, the government utilizes the money for technology development and application, yes or no? So technology development and application fund set up by the government. Then Clean Ganga fund is also there. Swachh Bharat Kosh is also there. So any donation to Clean Ganga fund or Swachh Bharat Kosh, that will also qualify for ATG. And all the funds of prime ministers, all the funds set up by prime ministers, even the PM Cares fund which was set up during COVID, PM Cares fund which is in news since last 2 days, our prime minister has given some clarification in the parliament regarding this PM Cares fund recently only. So any fund set up by the prime minister, any fund set up by the chief ministers, yes or no, any funds which are set up by state governments, funds set up by prime ministers, funds set up by chief ministers, funds which are set up by state governments, yes or no, funds set up by or institutions set up by state governments, chief ministers, prime ministers, yes or no, these funds are category A. These funds are category A. These institutions are category A. Understanding? See, you might have heard about union territories. So union territories, there you will not have any chief minister. The work of chief minister is done by appointed person by the central government. That person is known as lieutenant governor. So for union territory, a lieutenant governor is as good as chief minister. So even the lieutenant governor's fund can also be there. So it is also covered by category A. Yes or no? Now all the funds which are set up at national level, all the funds which are set up at national level by the central government with different name for different purposes. Yes or no? All those will come to category A. So if you will see the word Zilla, Africa, educational institution or university, Army, Navy, Air Force, then technology, development and application, then Clean Ganga, Swachh Bharat, then you will see prime ministers, then you will see chief ministers, then you will see state governments, then you see national level funds, yes or no? All these funds will come to category A. Now it will be very easy for you to remember. While solving the questions, no, I will ask you, you are going to tell me which category is there. Okay, no? But remember the categories like this. Now 100% you will not have any problem in these funds. Okay. Now see, after ATG, there is one more section, ATGG. Now do you remember you pay the rent for your house? If you pay the rent for your house, can you get exemption under section 1013A? If you pay the rent out of HRA, so if you are earning HRA income and from that HRA income you are paying the rent, then for that rent payment you are going to get exemption under section 1013A. But if you are paying rent, but to pay that rent you are not getting any HRA. To pay that rent you are not getting any, because you are not an employee, you are a self-employed individual, yes or no? Or even if you are an employee, your employer is not giving you any HRA. So are you still paying rent for your residence? Yes. But are you getting HRA income to pay that rent? No. So definitely you are going to pay that rent out of your other incomes now. But for that, will you get 1013A exemption? No. 1013A exemption is available for rent paid out of HRA income. But since HRA income is not received by you, so even if you will pay the rent, will you get 1013A exemption? No. So no problem. Come and claim 80GG. But if you want to claim 80GG, you have to make sure that you are paying rent and you are not receiving HRA. Because if you are receiving HRA and paying rent, then in that case, you are already claiming 1013A exemption for that rent paid. No. Then we are not going to give you 80GG. So if you want to claim 80GG, first condition, you have to pay rent. Rent for your residential accommodation. Yes or no? And to pay that rent, you are not in receipt of HRA income. Then the rent paid will be allowed as a deduction under 80GG. But this deduction will be available only to individuals. Only to whether resident or non-resident. So individual, are you paying rent? First of all, are you resident or non-resident? Yes. You can be, your status can be any status, resident or non-resident. Are you paying rent? Hello? To pay that rent, are you getting HRA income? No. Then for that rent paid, you will claim deduction under 80GG. How much? A, B, C, whichever is lower. A, actual HRA receipt. No. HRA is not there only. Do you remember those three limits? What was the first limit? Actual HRA. Here we are not taking actual HRA. Instead of that, we will take maximum 5,000 per month. So instead of actual HRA, you will take maximum 5,000 per month. What was the limit be there? 40% of salary or 50% of salary. Depends that where you are paying rent. Yes or no? You will not take 40, you will not take 50, you will take 25%. And 25% of salary? No. Adjusted total income. And you know how to calculate this adjusted total income. You will take GTI minus LTCG 112, LTCG 112A minus STCG 111A. Yes or no? And from that you will reduce all reductions under chapter 6A except 80GG because that you are calculating right now. Understanding? So adjusted total income will come 25% of that. What was your limit C there? Rent paid minus 10% of salary? No. Here you will take rent paid minus 10% of adjusted total income. So maximum 5,000 per month. 25% of adjusted total income. Rent paid minus 10% of adjusted total income. Whichever is lower, that will be allowed as a deduction under 80GG. But sir, limit C is coming negative. Rent paid minus 10% of adjusted total income. This limit is negative. Meaning the rent paid by you is not more than 10% of your adjusted total income. You will not get 80GG deduction. Because to claim 80GG deduction, your rent paid should be more than 10% of your adjusted total income. And if it is more, then your limit C will be positive. Rent paid minus 10%, this limit will be positive, meaning rent paid is more than 10% of your salary. 10% of your adjusted total income. But what if rent paid minus 10% of salary, this limit is coming nil or negative? Then the rent paid is not more than 10%, not more than 10% of adjusted total income. Getting my point? In that case, 80GG deduction will not be available. And 80GG deduction will not be available also if the city where you are paying your rent, city you have taken the rental accommodation where you are paying rent, in that city you own a residential house property, or your spouse owns a residential house property, or your minor child owns a residential property, or a HUF owns a residential house property of which you are the owner. Then also you are not going to get 80GG deduction. So to claim 80GG deduction, first condition, you should pay rent. You should pay, first condition, that rent must be more than 10% of adjusted total income. Yes or no? And the city, the place where you are paying the rent, in that place, the assessee or the spouse of assessee or the minor child of assessee or the HUF of which the assessee is the member, any of these persons are not having any residential house in that city where the rent is paid. Sir, what if the rent is paid in Bangalore and I am having a residential house in Hyderabad? Then it is okay. But that Hyderabad house cannot be claimed as your SOP. Because if you are claiming that house as SOP, then for bloody what reason you are paying rent over here? So if you are claiming that as SOP, this 80GG will not be allowed. And if you want to claim this 80GG, then your Hyderabad house should not be treated as SOP. You decide what benefit you want to take. Either you take SOP benefit and leave 80GG, or you take 80GG and then leave that SOP. But in Bangalore, the place where you are paying the rent, in Bangalore, no house property should be owned by you. Neither by you, nor by your spouse, nor by your minor child, and not even by HUF of which you are the member. Understood? This is 80GG. So who is the assessee? Tell me. Individual, resident, or who is not in receipt of? And that individual is paying what? Rent. And for that rent, he will get the deduction A, B, C, whichever is lower. A, maximum 5,000 per month. B, 25% of adjusted total income. C, rent paid minus 10% of adjusted total income. Whichever is lower will be allowed as a deduction under 80GG. Adjusted total income, how to calculate? I have already told you. Deduction under 80GG shall be available only if rent paid is more than 10% of adjusted total income and assessee or his spouse or minor child or the HUF of which the assessee is a member does not own a residential property at the place where the rent is paid. However, the residential property can be owned at any other place, but such property must not be claimed as SOP. I've already explained this. Okay? But what if you are paying rent and receiving HRA also? Because you are already claiming 1013A. Then you are not going to get this. If you want to claim this, you have to pay rent, but you are not in receipt of HRA. Done? Should I move ahead? 80GG, done. Now after 80GG, you will get 80GGA. Be very careful in this. Be very careful. See, section is very easy. But what 80GGA says, that assessee is any person. Assessee, assessee. Assessee, assessee, you are any person. Okay. Now you are making what? Donations. Now you are making what? Donations. Now which donations you are making? Please pay attention. I am writing few donations. Donations to approved institutions, associations, organizations for scientific research, statistical research, or research in social sciences. Do you remember this? Something like this we have already done in PGBP. Meaning for these type of donations, you get deduction under section 35. Yes or no? So any amount donated by the assessee to these type of institutions, approved institutions for what? Scientific research, statistical research, research in social sciences. These type of donations are allowed as a deduction, allowed as a business expense under the head PGBP as per section 35. Yes or no? Now assessee can make donations to national, urban, poverty, eradication fund, or he can make the donation for national, rural development fund, or he can make the donation for any rural development programs, or he can make donations for training, Training of what? Training of personnel. Personnel for rural development program. Rural development program. So if the assessee is making donations for this purposes, then even these donations are treated as expense allowable under the head PGBP. But the section is section 35 CCA. Understanding? But this section, no, I have not taught you in PGBP. Why? Because this section is not applicable at CA intermediate under PGBP head. But the reference comes in, but the reference of this section will come in 80 GGA. So for 80 GGA, I am telling you, please remember that if you make any of these donations, so these donations will be allowed as a deduction under PGBP head. Hello, under section 35 CCA. So that is what I am telling you. See, can you see? Research association, universities, colleges or other institution notified under section 35 or 35 CCA. For what? You are making those donations for scientific research, social sciences, statistical research, rural development, conservation of natural resources, national urban poverty eradication, eligible projects or schemes. Eligible project means, schemes means national, rural development schemes. Yes or no? So rural development programs. So these donations which you are making for these purposes, these donations gets eligible for deduction under PGBP head under section 35 and 35 CC. So tell me, during the previous year, have you made any of these donations? Yes. And you want PGBP income. So from that PGBP income, you will be claiming these donations as a deduction under the PGBP head. Then don't come here. But what if you are making these donations and not having any PGBP income during the year? You are a salaried employee, or you are an assessee earning capital gains income, other sources income, house property income, but not earning PGBP income. Then can you still make these donations? Yes. But don't you think now these donations are not allowed in your hands under section 35 or 35 CCA because you are not earning any PGBP income? So for assessees like you who are not having PGBP income during the previous year and still making these type of donations, deduction under 80 GGA is allowed. Deduction under section 80 GGA is allowed. How much? Full amount donated will be allowed as a deduction. Full amount. So whatever amount donated in this year to these type of institutions for these purposes, yes or no, which was anyways allowable as a deduction fully under the head PGBP under section 35 or 35 CCA, which you could not claim there because you are not having any PGBP income, then this entire amount you can claim under section 80 GGA. Now see, national word is coming here also. And if you will take this national into 80G, category A, you are gone. Two national words, National Urban Poverty Eradication Fund and National Rural Development Fund. So if you make these two donations, these are not 80G, this is 80GGA. This is, so in the list of that 80G, no, you will not find the name of these two institutions. If you will check category A, national, you will not get these two names. Why? Because these two names are not notified institution for 80G, because to make the donation here, you are getting the deduction under 80 GGA or under section 35 CCA. If you are earning PGBP, then you can claim these under PGBP head. But if you are not earning PGBP income, then you can claim these donations under section 80 GGA. Now these donations must be monetary donations. Which donations? Up to 2000, any mode, it will be allowed, including cash. But if the donation is more than 2000, then the donation must be made by any mode other than cash. Only then the donation will be allowed as a deduction. Will you remember? Hello? Now coming to 80 GGB. and it is GGC. 80 GGB and it is GGC. See, if the assessee is an Indian company, assessee is an, now Indian company is making a donation to political party. Which party? Political party or electoral trust. Then 100% of this donation will be allowed as a deduction under 80 GGB. That's it. So during the previous year, any donation made to political party or electoral trust by this Indian company will be allowed as a deduction in the hands of this Indian company. 100% will be allowed as a deduction under 80 GGB. But if that same donation is made by any person other than Indian company and local authority or AJPs which are funded by whom? Governments. So the local authorities or AJPs which are funded by government? No. This type of assessee will not be eligible. Indian company? No. All other assessees other than Indian companies and local authorities or AJPs which are funded by the government. For example, individuals are there, HUFs are there, yes or no? Partnership firms are there, then AOPBYs are there, local authorities are, AOPBYs are there, AJPs are there, but don't give the deduction to local authorities or AJPs which are funded by the government, because they are not allowed to make such donations. Yes or no? So if any person other than Indian company and local authorities or AJP funded by government, if they are making this donation, they are going to get deduction, 100% of that deduction under section 80 GGC. 80 GGC. So political party donation and donation to electoral trust will be allowed either under 80 GGB or under 80 GGC. What amount will be allowed? Full amount. Full amount will be allowed. But if Indian company is there, then claim under 80 GGB. Any other assessees are there, then claim 80 GGC. But other assessees can claim under 80 GGC, but those assessees cannot be local authorities or AJPs which are funded by the government. They cannot claim this 80 GGC deduction. Now wait, donation to political parties up to 2000. Which mode? Any mode? Any mode? Including cash or other than cash? Including cash? No. That is applicable only for 80G and 80 GGA. Donations made to political party, even a single rupee, must be made by any mode other than cash only. So even if the amount is less than or equal to 2000, that amount will be allowed as a deduction under GGB and GGC only if it is made by any mode other than cash. Otherwise it will not be allowed as a deduction. Entire G series is done. Okay. Now you are all set to solve the questions. Come, let's start. Deductions under chapter 6A. Chapter number 6, no? And after chapter 6, all the questions are done. We'll solve the question from chapter number 9 also. Because in chapter number 9, what is the name of that chapter? So that chapter will have computation of total income, deductions, tax liability. Those questions also we are going to solve. Okay, no? So let's go to this chapter number 6. And don't waste much of your time over here, huh? Because all the questions are very easy questions here in chapter number 6. Okay. So illustration, which page number? 6.8. First illustration, come on. Do one thing, ignore this illustration. Theory part, not relevant for you. No need to do. Come to illustration number 2 directly. Now they are telling you to compute the eligible deduction under section 80C for the assessment year 26-27 in respect of life insurance premium paid by Mr. Ganesh during the previous year 25-26, the details of which are given here under. If Mr. Ganesh has exercised the option of shifting out, hence he can claim 80C. Yes or no? Now tell me, first policy he has taken for self. Can the life insurance policy for self can be taken? Premium is how much? 48,000. And what is the capital sum assured? So how much premium can be maximum claimed? 10% of capital sum assured, 20% of capital sum assured, or 15% of capital sum assured. Depends on when the policy was issued. Check the date of issue. 30th March 2012. Can I say prior to 1st April 2012? Prior to 1st April 2000. If the policy was issued, then for such policies, maximum premium can be 20%. So 20% of capital sum assured will be how much? 1 lakh. So maximum premium can be 1,80,000 only, no? How much premium you are giving? So 48 will qualify or will not qualify? Will qualify, because that 48 is within the limit of 1,80,000. So this entire 48 will qualify. Yes or no? Now can you take the policy on the name of your spouse? Yes. What was the capital sum assured? 1,50,000. And when the policy was taken, check. 1st May 2019, meaning policy is taken on or after 1st April 2012. On that policy, maximum 10%. But if the policy is taken for a handicap on or after 1st April 2013, then maximum 15%. Spouse is a handicap. Have they told you? Meaning spouse is a normal person. And for normal person, if any policy is taken on or after 1st April 2012, how much will be the maximum premium? 10% of 1,50,000 will be how much? So maximum premium you can give 15,000, but how much premium you are giving? So 20,000 will not qualify, 15,000 will qualify. Yes or no? Next one. Can you pay the premium for your son? For your child? Will it qualify for 80C? And child is handicap. And when the policy was taken? 1st June 2022, meaning on or after 1st April 2013. The policy is taken on or after 1st April 2013 for a handicap. On this policy, how much will be maximum premium? 15%. Take 15%. So, how much is the maximum premium which you can pay? 60. And how much you have paid? 80 will not qualify, 60 will qualify. So, on your calculator, take 48,000 plus 15,000 plus 60,000. 1 lakh will be allowed under section 80C subject to maximum limit of 1,50,000. But along with this, if other payments are also there, then you will have to add other payments with this 1,23,000. But under section 80C, only this much premium can qualify. Understanding? Hello? Number 3. What would be your answer if Mr. Ganesh pays tax under default tax regime? All the policies premium will be ignored. 80C deduction is not available. Illustration number 3 done. Come to 4. An individual assessee who is a resident in India. First of all, the assessee is individual. Second, he is a resident in India. Has made the following deposits or payments during the previous year. Contribution to PPF. This year, the amount contributed to PPF is how much? That entire amount will qualify under section 80C. So, this amount you will take to 80C. Yes or no? Insurance premium paid on the life of the spouse. How much premium you have paid? 25,000. But the policy was taken on 1st April 2019. Assured value. Capital sum assured is when the policy was taken? On or after 1st April 2012 for a normal person, no? So how much will be the premium? 10%. So 2,20,000 into will be? So maximum premium which you can claim is 22. How much you have paid? So ignore 25 and take 22. Okay. So 1,50,000 plus 22. What is the deduction allowable under section 80C? 1,72,000. 1,72,000 or 1,72,000 or 1,50,000, whichever is. So deduction will be 1,50,000. 1,72,000 will be restricted to the extent of 1,50,000. Yes or no? Next question. Illustration number 6 or 5. Right. Which is the page number, guys? 6.29. This is a good example, huh? This is on 80CCD. Do you remember 80CCD? Okay. The basic salary of Mr. A is 1 lakh rupees per month. He is entitled to dearness allowance, which is 40% of basic salary. 50% of DA forms part of pay for what? Retirement benefits. Both Mr. A and his employer contribute how much? Both Mr. A and his employer, ABC Limited, contribute how much? 15% of basic salary to pension scheme referred under section. Meaning Mr. A, who is an employee, also contributes 15% of his basic. This is the actual amount of contribution. Yes or no? To NPS, and his employer is also contributing the same amount. Okay. Explain the tax treatment in respect of such contribution. They are telling you to explain the tax treatment of such contribution in the hands of Mr. A. If he exercise the option of shifting out. Yes or no? What would be your answer if Mr. A pays tax under default tax regime under section 115 BSE? Very simple. Everyone, see what I will write. Mr. A. Mr. A's means employees own. Employees own contribution to NPS account. Tell me. Mr. A's employees own contribution to NPS account. How much? 15% of basic salary. Yes or no? Basic salary. So tell me, 15% of 1 lakh per month into 12 months. Yes or no? So 1 lakh per month into 12 months, 12 lakhs. 15% of this is 1,80,000. Yes or no? So this 1,80,000 is contributed by the employee. This is Mr. A's contribution, employee's contribution, own contribution to NPS. So actual contribution is 1,80,000. Will it be allowed as a deduction? Hello? If Mr. A is following what? 115 BSE, done sir. Sorry, not following 115 BSE, shifting out. Will it be allowed as a deduction? Sure. Under which section? This 1,80,000 will be allowed under which section? CCD 1 as well as 1B. Where you will claim it first? 1B. So, under section 80 CCD 1B, how much you are going to claim? 50,000? No. 1,80,000 or 50,000, whichever is higher, no? Okay. 50,000 will be allowed under section CCD 1B. Understood everyone? How much is remaining? How much? 2 lakh? 1,30,000, no? So now the deduction will be available under section 80 CCD 1. How much? Out of 1,80,000, you have already claimed 50 there, no? So reduce that. 30,000 will remain. Sorry, 1,30,000 will remain. 1,30,000 will be allowed, subject to maximum. Maximum what? 10%. 10% of No, basic, no, 10% of salary. And in this salary, you are going to take basic also and DA in terms also. Yes or no? So what was your basic? So I will take maximum 10% of basic salary, hello, plus DA in terms, no? So what is DA? 1 lakh into 40% is DA. But out of that 50% is in terms into 50% into 12. So this will be my salary. Basic plus DA in terms. Basic plus DA in terms. So 12 lakh plus 40,000 into 20. Sorry, 1 lakh into 40%. 40,000. 40,000 into 50%. 20,000. 20,000 into 12. 4 lakh 80. 4 lakh 80 plus 12 lakh. Wait. This is what? 1 lakh into 40% will be 40,000. 50% of that? Okay, 20,000 into 12. 2 lakh 40. My mistake. 2 lakh 40 plus 12 lakh. 14 lakh 40. 10% of that? 1 lakh 40. 1 lakh 44,000 or 1 lakh 30. Whichever is higher, no? Lower. So how much is the deduction? 1 lakh 30,000. See, don't look at the solution. Huh? In the solution, ICI has taken what? CCD 1 first. But we are taking CCD 1B first, and then we are taking balance in CCD 1. Yes or no? But ICI solution, they have done CCD 1 first and then 1B, and below, no, they have given a note that alternatively 1B can be taken first and then 1. That will be the better option. Then bloody give that only, no? Why are you confusing the students? Understanding? So this is the tax treatment of employee's contribution, Mr. A's contribution. Yes or no? Now will his employer also contribute? Sir, Mr. A's contribution is done. Now I will talk about ABC Limited. Company's name is ABC Limited, means employer's contribution to what? To NPS account. How much was that contribution? Same, 15%, 1 lakh 80 only, no? So I will copy paste. Copy paste. Okay, very difficult, huh? Now, how many effects you are going to give? One effect or two effects? Two effects. First effect, taxable as taxable under the head salary. For whom? For Mr. A, who is employee. Yes or no? How much is taxable? Full 1 lakh 80. Done, sir? And this 1 lakh 80 which is taxable under the head salary can be claimed as a deduction under section 80 CCD 2. Okay. So under section 80 CCD 2, this entire 1 lakh 80 can be taken as a deduction. So this employer's contribution under the head income from salary, which was 1 lakh 80,000, or tell me, should I take 10% or 14%? If I am not following 115 BSc, I will take 14%. But only if the employee is a government employee. But what if the employee is not a government employee? Then I will take only 10%. Yes or no? So 10% of what? 10% of salary. That will be same only, no? 1,44,000. Done, sir. So this will be 1,44,000. Whichever is higher, no? Or lower? Lower. How much is lower? 1 lakh. This will be the deduction under section 80 CCD subsection 2. These are very difficult things, huh? I'm telling you. Now what if the assessee follows 115 BSc? Then what are you going to do? So I will do the copy paste. Hello sir. I will do the copy paste. So what am I going to do now? I will start following 115 BSc. 115 BSc, tick mark. 115 BSc, tick mark. Tell me, Mr. A's own contribution to NPS, how much? 1,80,000. Yes or no? This entire calculations which you have made now will be of no use now. Tell me why. Because this will not be allowed as a deduction under section CCD 1 as well as 1B. Both will not be available because the assessee is following 115 BSc. Yes or no? But employer's contribution, the tax treatment will remain same. Employer's contribution will first be taxable as income under the head salary, and that amount will be allowed as a deduction under section 80 CCD 2. But now since the assessee is following what? 115 BSc, the deduction under CCD 2 will still be allowed and it will be maximum 14% of your salary. So what was your salary, guys? 14,40,000, no? 14,40,000. 14% of that. 2,01,000. This or 1,80,000. Whichever is lower. How much deduction you are going to get? Full 1,80,000 you are going to get. Understood or not? So this will be the change only. You will not get CCD 1, you will not get CCD 1B for your contribution, but 80 CCD 2 you will still get. But for that first you will have to charge the amount under the head salary, and then that amount you can claim under 80 CCD 2. But it will be allowed subject to maximum 14%. Whether you are a government employee or a non-government employee, will not make any difference. 14% of your salary. To that extent you can claim it. And your salary was 14,40,000. 14% of that is 2,01,600. Actual contribution is 1,80,000. That amount of 2,01,600, whichever is lower, 1,80,000 will be allowed. Hello, sir. Easy. Mark that question important. Good question. Next one. Illustration number 5 is done. Come to 6. The gross total income of Mr. X for the assessment year 26-27 is how much? 8 lakhs. GTI is 8 lakhs, huh? He has made the following investments or payments during the financial year 25-26. Contribution to PPF. What should I do? Come on, tell me fast. Contribution to PPF will be allowed under section 80C, no? Payment of tuition fees to APJ school, New Delhi, meaning the school, college, university in India, for education of his son. Son means children. How many children? 2. So out of 2, for one son, the tuition fees is paid. And son is studying in class 11. Class 11 is full-time education. So for full-time education of any 2 children in India, the payment of tuition fees is made to school, college, university in India. That will be allowed as a deduction under section 80C. So this will also qualify. Yes or no? This will also qualify. Repayment of housing loan. Don't you think repayment of housing loan will also qualify under 80C? Now, housing loan taken for what purpose? Have they told you? No. So we will assume that the housing loan was taken for purchase or construction. And the loan has been taken from any specified lender. So specified lender, banks are there, no? So banks are specified lender. So the loan is taken from specified lender and you are making the repayment of that loan, that will qualify under section 80C. Contribution to approved pension fund of, under which section? 80CCC. This is not a pension plan, bloody. This is a pension fund. If it was a pension plan, I would have covered under 80C. But since it is a notified pension fund, I am covering under 80C. Yes or no? 80CCC. Now compute the eligible deduction under chapter 6. They are telling you to calculate 80C? No. They are telling you to calculate 80CCC? No. Total deduction under chapter 6A, 80C plus 80CCC. Whatever deductions are there, what will be? Total. Okay, no? If Mr. X exercises the option of shifting out. Very easy. Very, very easy, sir. How will you calculate? Come on, tell me. So, computation of deduction under section 80C. First of all, 80C guys, how much is PPF contribution? 1,10,000. After that, how much is the tuition fees? 45,000. Any other amount? Repayment of housing loan, how much? 20. Any other under 80C? Total is how much? 1 lakh? 1,80,000 or 1,50,000, whichever is lower. So how much will be the deduction? 80CCC is there or not there? 80CCC, how much? 1 lakh? And this will be allowed subject to limit of 1,50,000. 80CCC also the limit is 1,50,000, no? So how much will be allowed? 1,05,000. Wait, do you have 80CCD? Subsection 1. If you have that also, you will have to take that also. Yes or no? But since in this question it is not given, so I will take it nil. I will take it nil. So what is the total, guys? 2 lakh? How come 85? 2,55,000, no? Ayyo. 2,55,000. This is total deductions under section 80C, 80CCC and 80CCD 1. Yes or no? So under these three sections, the total deductions cannot exceed maximum overall limit. Do you remember? Maximum overall limit under section 80CCE. How much? So even if the total is 2,55,000, still the maximum deduction will not be more than 1,50,000. So the total deduction is 1,50,000. So against this you will write down, this is your total chapter 6A deduction. Done, sir? Easy? Hello? Next question. Question number 7. Mr. A, aged 40 years, paid medical insurance premium of 20,000 during the previous year 25-26 to ensure his health as well as health of his spouse. So this 20,000 will qualify because this is for himself and spouse. Yes or no? He also paid medical insurance premium of how much? To ensure the health of his father. To ensure the health of his father. Aged? So medical insurance premium is paid for senior citizen. Yes or no? And that father is not dependent on him. So what? Even if the parents are dependent or independent, premium will be eligible under section 80D. Yes or no? Now he contributed 3,600 to central government health scheme during the year. So this might have been contributed for himself and his family only. So we will qualify. During the year he has incurred 3,000 in cash. Ayyo, 3,000 in on. Sir, preventive health checkup is allowed even if it is done in cash. So it was done for himself and spouse will qualify, and 4,000 by check on preventive health checkup of his father. So this will qualify for father's limit. Yes or no? Compute the deduction allowable under section 80D. Compute the deduction allowable under section 80D if Mr. A has exercised the option of shifting out. Okay, no? So tell me, what are you going to do? First you will write self, self, spouse, dependent children separately. Yes or no? And parents. Now in the case of parents, father is there, no? And father is a senior citizen. So in the bracket you will write down senior citizen. Okay. So first one is MIP. Second one is CGHS. Third one is PHC. Only these three payments are there in the question. Medical expense of a senior citizen for whom no medical claim is there. Such medical expenses given or not given? Not given. So no need to write. What is the medical insurance premium for self and wife? 20,000. For father? 47,000. Yes or no? What is the CGHS? Central Government Health Scheme? 3,600. For father, any central government health scheme? No. Preventive health checkup. What is the preventive health checkup? 3,000. And for father, how much it is? 4,000. Now pay attention, everyone, guys. Very important. 3 plus 4, both taken together cannot be more than. Now if you will do the total, wait, please pay attention. See here. This will be allowed subject to a maximum limit of 25,000. And this will be allowed subject to a maximum limit of 50,000. If you add all these three amounts, what will be the total? Meaning you have already exceeded 1,600 over and above 25,000. Understand? Till here it is not more than 25,000. Yes or no? But if you add this full 3,000, what will happen? Extra 1,600 will go. For what? Unnecessarily disallowed. Extra 1,600 will be disallowed. So if you qualify this fully, so 1,600 will be wasted. Getting my point? Then in that case you cannot qualify this fully. You will qualify only 2,000. But in that case 1,000 will stay here. 1,000 limit will not be exhausted. Understanding? So let's do one thing. Qualify this fully. Then the total will become 51. 47 plus 4. Total will become, sir, 1,000 will be wasted. And if this 1,000 is wasted, so how much you can qualify here? Only 1,000. Getting my point? Then this plus this plus this, total limit will not reach. Still you lose how much? 400. So qualify in such a manner that both these limits are fully utilized and the total is also not more than 5,000. Getting my point? So do one thing. Here you qualify some amount and here you qualify some amount, so that the total is such that this full 25,000 and 50,000 can be claimed. Understanding? So what will you do? Come on, tell me. This if you qualify 3,000, then you cannot qualify this. Sorry, this if you qualify 4,000, then you cannot qualify this 3,000, no. Then you can qualify and still 600 will be wasted. So do one thing. 1,600 qualify here. Sorry, not 1,600 but 1,400. 1,400 qualify here. If you qualify full 1,400 here, that means out of this 3,000, don't qualify full 3,000, qualify only 1,400. So the total will become 25,000. Yes or no? This 25 or 25, whichever is lower. So 25, done or not? If you qualify this 1,400, then this full 4,000 will not qualify. Only 3,600. So this will be 50,600. Yes or no? Then total will be whichever is lower. Full 50,000 you can claim in this case also. So if you qualify 1400 over here and 3600 over here, see, total is not more than 5,000, and you can claim the full limits also. 25 fully and 50 also fully. Getting my point? So total deduction available under section 80D will be 75,000. Got it, sir? Should I move ahead? Perfect. Let's go to the next illustration. 8. Mr. Y aged 40 years. What is the age of Mr. Y? 40 years. Meaning he is not a senior citizen. Okay. Paid medical insurance premium of 22,000 during the previous year 25-26 to ensure his health as well as the health of his spouse and dependent children. Okay, for self, spouse and dependent children, medical claim premium is 22,000. He also paid medical insurance premium of 33,000 during the year to ensure the health of his mother, and mother is 67 years, not dependent on him. Mother is a senior citizen. But if they are telling you that the mother is a non-resident, then she is not a senior citizen. Getting my point? Okay. Next one. He incurred medical expenditure. Oh wow, he incurred medical expenditure of 20,000 on his father. Okay. So he is incurring medical insurance for mother who is a senior citizen. Yes or no? And he is incurring medical expenditure on father who is also a senior citizen but not covered under Mediclaim policy. So that medical expenditure of father will also qualify because father is a senior citizen not covered by any Mediclaim. Yes or no? And his father is also not dependent upon him. So what? Father may be dependent, may not be dependent. He contributed 6,000 to central government health scheme during the year. Compute the deduction allowable under 80D. If Mr. Y exercises the option of shifting out. Okay. So how the deduction will be calculated? Same. Self, spouse, dependent children. Yes or no? Then parents. And both the parents are senior citizen. Yes or no? Are you paying MIP? MIP how much? 22,000. For mom, MIP is how much? For mom, MIP is 33, no? 33,000 for mother who is a senior citizen. Central government health scheme, how much payment? Central government health scheme, how much payment? 6,000 will fully qualify. Yes or no? And dash here. Any preventive health checkup? No. Any preventive health checkup? No. Only the medical expenses are incurred for father. How much? 20,000, no? And father is a senior citizen, and for whom medical insurance premium is not there. So do the total now. This will be 28,000. This will be 53,000. Here your limit will be 25,000. Yes or no? And for parents your limit will be 50,000. 28 or 25, whichever is lower. 53 or 50, whichever is lower. So deduction will be 25,000 plus 50,000. So for this it will be 25,000, and for parents it will be 50,000. The total deduction will be 75,000. Did you understand? Should I move? Very good. Illustration number 8. It was 8 only, no? Now we are going to 9. Mr. X is a resident individual. Oh, Mr. X is a resident. Mr. X is resident. Okay. He deposits a sum of rupees 50,000 with Life Insurance Corporation every year for the maintenance of his disabled grandfather who is wholly dependent upon him. The disability is one which comes under the Persons with Disabilities, Equal Opportunities, Protection of Rights and Full Participation Act 1995. Bullshit. It is a specified disability. Okay, no? They're going to write all these bullshit things. No need to worry. Tell me, Mr. X is a resident. So is an assessee? Mr. X. Mr. X is a resident. So assessee must be a resident. Assessee is incurred some expenditure. Expenditure on medical treatment or expenditure as a deposit in special schemes of LIC, UTI, other approved institutions. Yes or no? So the deposit is made in special scheme of LIC. And that deposit is nothing but eligible expenditure under section 80 DD. Under section which he is making for his grandfather, who is a handicap and dependent on him. By the way, sir, since the deposit is made for, deposit a sum 50,000 is made for his disabled grandfather who is dependent on him, sir, this disabled grandfather is not equal to HDR. Why not HDR? Dependent spouse, siblings, meaning brother and sister, parents and children. Nowhere it is mentioned that your grandparents should be treated as what? HDR. So by the way, even if the grandfather is there, not a specified relative cannot be treated as HDR, and for him, if you are investing, if you are depositing some in special scheme, will you be eligible to take deduction under section 80D? So compute the amount of deduction available under section 80DD. Come on, tell me. How much is the deduction available? Deduction under section 80DD will be nil. And what is the reason? Since the deposit is made for disabled dependent grandfather who is not a specified relative, hence the deduction under 80DD cannot be taken. Understanding? But in the next question, immediately following question, they are saying, what will be the deduction if Mr. X has made this deposit for his dependent father? Dependent father, sir, dependent father. Dependent father is HDR or not a HDR? So, for my HDR, I am incurring this expenditure. Okay. So, I will get deduction under section 80DD. How much deduction? Amount spent only, no? 50,000, no? Or it depends on the disability percentage. And in the question, disability percentage is not given. And not even they are saying that ordinarily disabled, severely disabled. So I cannot take a specific amount. I will say deduction is available, but it will be based on disability. If ordinarily disabled, 75,000. If father is ordinarily disabled, then 75,000. And if father is severely disabled, then 1,25,000. But deduction will be available. Understanding? Because father is HDR. So either 75,000 will be available or 1,25,000 will be available based on disability percentage. Done, sir? Easy, difficult? Easy only, no? Next one. Question number 11. Good question, huh? This is a good question. Pay attention. Mr. B has taken 3 educational loans. Oh no, this is not good. After this, one more question. That is good. This is very easy, very easy. Mr. B has taken how many education loans? 3 education loans. On what date? 1st April 2025. Details of which are given below. For whose education loan was taken? Self. Is it okay? Yes. Son of Mr. B. Is it okay? Can the higher education loan be? Can the loan be taken for own education? Yes. Education of my children? Yes. And education of my daughter, meaning children, the loan can be taken? Yes or no? So for self also the loan can be taken. For children also the loan can be taken. What is the purpose of the loan? Education. What education? MBA. MBA is a higher education. MBA is a higher education, no? BSc, higher education. BA, higher education. Because all these courses are after standard 12th. Yes or no? How much is the amount of loan? None of your business. Because amount of loan is not allowed. Interest on this loan will be allowed. Yes or no? So how much is the repayment of loan? None of your business. Because repayment of loan is also not allowed. What is allowed is, so annual repayment of interest is how much? 20, 10 and 18. Total. So this entire 48,000 will be allowed as a deduction under section 80E. Compute the amount deductible under section 80E. How much? 48,000. Done, sir. Next one. Now question number 12. Mr. A purchased a residential house property for self-occupation at a cost of rupees. Wait. Assessee is an individual. Yes or no? What he is purchasing? Purchasing a residential house property for self-occupation. Meaning, a residential house property is purchased. What is the cost of that residential house property? Is it more than 50 lakhs? No. So the purchase price of the property should be less than or equal to 50 lakhs. So it is less than or equal to 50 lakhs. For the purpose of purchasing this property was purchased on 1st April 2017, in respect of which he took a housing loan of how much? From a bank. So housing loan can be taken for the purpose of purchase from a bank. Yes. And at what rate? 11% on the same date. Meaning the loan was disbursed on that same date. When the loan is disbursed? 1st April 2017. So the loan is taken in 16-17 or 17-18? No, you have to check the date of sanction. Even if the loan was disbursed to him on 1st April 17, even if the property was purchased on 1st April 2017, when the loan was sanctioned, please check, the loan was sanctioned on 28th March 2000. Can I say the loan was sanctioned during previous year, 16-17? Hello, sir. One by one, please check the condition. Loan was sanctioned on or between 16-17. What was the amount of loan? Amount of loan was not more than 35 lakhs. Yes or no? What was the purchase value of the property? Not more than 50 lakhs. Loan is taken from any bank or housing finance company. Yes or no? And the loan was sanctioned during 16-17, the date on which the loan is sanctioned. If nothing is mentioned, we will assume that as on that day, no house property, no residential property was owned. Yes or no? So what the question says? Compute the eligible deduction in respect of interest on housing loan. Hello. They are not telling you to calculate the deduction under 80EE. No. Read the question very carefully. They are telling you to compute the eligible deduction of interest. Some interest will be eligible under house property. That also you calculate. And the balance interest will be eligible under 80EE. That also you calculate. And tell us that total interest which will be eligible as a deduction will be how much. Some will be under 24B and some will be under 80EE. That both the things they want. But if you would have seen this question, you would have only calculated 80EE. That is the reason why I am telling you these things they are going to test in your MCQs. If you will not read this required part, okay, what they will give you? Calculate 35 lakhs. Loan was how much? 35 lakhs. Okay. Now see, assuming that entire loan was outstanding. As on what? As on 31st March 2026. Meaning during the previous year 25-26. How much loan was outstanding, guys? 35 lakhs. Entire loan is outstanding. So in the year 25-26, how much interest? So therefore, interest for previous year 25, 26 will be on the loan amount outstanding during 25, 26. How much is the loan amount outstanding? How much is the loan amount outstanding? On that, how much interest? 11% will be. Now, don't you think out of this 3,85,000, 2 lakh will be allowed under section 24 clause B under the head PGBP, no? Yes or no? House property. And 1,85,000 will be allowed subject to maximum 50,000 because all the conditions of 80 EE are satisfied. Subject to 50,000. Okay, no? So how much? 50,000 will be allowed under section 80EE. So total interest available, tell me. Therefore, total interest eligible for deduction is how much? 2,50,000. This they are asking you to calculate. But if you don't read the proper required part now, what you would have calculated? Only 50,000. Are they telling you to calculate interest allowable under 80EE? If they tell you, then calculate 50 only, no? Are they telling you to calculate interest allowable under the head house property? If they are telling you, then calculate 2 lakh only, no? But if they are telling you to calculate the interest allowable, means what? They are asking you total interest allowable. Some under the head IFOS and some under the head. Some under section 80EE. Yes or no? So total will be 2,50,000. Please check. This 2 lakh plus 50 will be 2,50,000. Done? Should I move? Next question. Page number 6.51. This is a good question. See, Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C and Mr. D. 4 persons are there. Okay. They are taking different loans. So amount of loan is given. From whom the loan is taken. Date of sanction is also given. Date of disbursement of loan is also given. I am not interested in date of disbursement. I will always be interested in date of sanction. Always check this, date of sanction. Okay, no? Now see, what is the purpose for which Mr. A is taking a loan? A is taking a loan for what purpose? Acquisition of residential house property for self-occupation. Now go and check the date of sanction. The loan is taken in 1617? No. But the loan is taken in? Loan is taken in 1920, 2021 and 21-22. Sir, loan is taken in 21-22. Sanctioned in 21-22. Loan is taken for the purpose of acquisition of a residential property. And sir, amount of loan can be any amount. Yes or no? But the purchase value of the property can be any value. Purchase value of the property can be any value. But the stamp duty value should not be more than 45 lakhs. Do you remember? Then on that loan, excess interest will be allowed under 80EE. But wait, but the loan must be taken from any bank or housing finance company. Where you have taken the loan from? HFC means housing finance company. Yes or no? So on this loan of 43 lakhs, how much interest will be there at the rate of 9%? Calculate. On 43 lakh, 9% will be how much? 3,87,000. Out of this 3,87,000, Mr. A will claim 2 lakhs. Under which section? 24 clause B. Balance is how much? Balance is 1,87,000. Where he will claim it? 80EEA, but subject to maximum 1,50,000. Yes or no? So 1,87,000 or 1,50,000, whichever is lower, 1,50,000 Mr. A will claim under section 80EEA. Go and check the solution. So 2 lakh will be allowed under section 24 clause B, and 1,50,000 will be allowed under section 80EEA. Done, sir? So for Mr. A, calculation is done. Now for Mr. B, check for what reason the loan was taken. The loan is taken for acquisition of residential house property for self-occupation. Yes or no? Now when the loan was sanctioned, please check. 1st April 2020. Sir, 1st April 2020 meaning 1920. Hello? What is the amount of loan? The loan can be any amount. Loan can be any amount. Yes or no? And the stamp duty value of the property should not be more than, but it is more than. And also sir, the loan is taken from bank. No. Loan is taken from housing finance company. No. Loan is taken from deposit taking NBFC. Deduction for interest on this loan will be allowed or will not be allowed? Will be allowed. Under section 24B only. And no excess interest can be claimed under section 80EEA, because the stamp duty value of the property purchased by taking that loan is more than 45 lakhs. And also the loan is not taken from bank or housing finance company. Yes or no? So because of these two reasons, the excess interest cannot be claimed under 80EEA. That does not mean that the interest will not be allowed under 24B. That interest will be allowed under 24B. So how much is the loan? 45 lakhs. On that, how much is the interest, sir? 9%. So how much is the interest? 4 lakh? 5,000, no? Subject to maximum 2 lakhs. Will be allowed under section 24B. So how much will be allowed under 24B? 2 lakhs. And sir, this 2 lakh will be allowed under 24B, and excess will be ignored. Excess cannot be claimed under section 80EEA because all the conditions of 80EEA are not satisfied. Loan can be taken of any amount. Hello? Loan can be taken for purchase of residential house property for any amount. Loan is also sanctioned in 1920, but bloody you have taken the loan from bank, housing finance company? No. And also the stamp duty value of the property is more than 45 lakhs. So excess will be ignored, will not be allowed under 80EEA. Understood? Mark this question important, no? Good question. No? Now, next loan is taken for purchase of electric vehicle for business use or personal use. So definitely interest on this loan was not allowed under any provisions of Income Tax Act. So the interest on this loan will be allowed under section 80EEB, provided the loan was sanctioned in 1920, 2021, 21-22 or 22-23. Check when the loan was sanctioned, 1920. So whatever may be the amount of loan, whatever interest will be there will be allowed under 80EEB, subject to maximum 1,50,000. So how much was the loan? 20 lakhs. On that, how much was the interest rate? 10%. So how much will be the interest? 2 lakhs. Yes or no? That 2 lakhs or 1,50,000, whichever is lower, that is 1,50,000 will be allowed under section 80EEB. Yes or no? 80EEB. How much is the total deduction, guys? 1,50,000. Sir, that excess 50,000, forget about that. That will not be allowed anywhere else. Forgetting 2 lakh is better or forgetting 50,000 is better? We are giving you 1,50,000, no? So now what you want? Hello? Maximum 1,50,000 you claim. Extra 50 will not be allowed. But at least out of 2 lakh you are getting the deduction for 1,50,000, no? Now see. Now you are taking loan for the purpose of purchase. Again, Purchase of what? Electric vehicle for personal use. Wow, sir, wow. Again, a EV loan is taken. That's that EV loan, ayyo, not sanctioned in 1920, prior to 1920. So, sir, this is not allowed. Huh? This is not allowed. You cannot take the loan prior to 1st April 19. You have to take loan on or after 1st April 19 till 31st March 23. Getting my point? And now on this loan, how much interest is there? 15 lakhs into 10%, amounting to 1,50,000 will be fully ignored. Cannot be claimed under section 80EEB because the reason I have already told you. Will you remember that reason? So for Mr. A, how much deduction we got? For Mr. A, how much deduction we got? 3,50,000 now. See, 2 lakh and 1,50,000. Okay. For Mr. B, how much we got? 2 lakhs. For Mr. B, how much we got? 2 lakh plus nil, 2 lakh. Yes or no? So for Mr. B, we took 2 lakh and no deduction under 80EA. For Mr. C, we took 1,50,000 and for Mr. D, we ignored. So for Mr. C, 1,50,000 and for Mr. D, it is nil. Done, sir? Should I move? You want to move? Question number 14. We'll start from here after a break. And come fast after a break, huh? Your break will be only 45 minutes. Today only 45 minutes. Every day I'm giving enough break, no? So today come fast, 45 minutes. Max take 50 minutes, okay? But come in 50 minutes.